I actually thought the Chiefs' defense was outstanding in this game. I know the Eagles scored a lot in the first half, but it wasn't gimmies. Like, Jalen Hurts was making crazy plays, and they were using all 4 downs. That was why they were so dominant. It wasn't like the Eagles' offense was just steamrolling them all half, and it wasn't like guys were there was a couple coverage busts, but for the most part, like, it wasn't like guys were wide open. It was just that that Hurts was playing so well or did so many big things. And then again, I think it was the first half was an illustration of how hard it is to stop an offense that actually uses all 4 downs.
Yeah, all 4 downs and all 11 players. Like, it feels like they are going to get everything up out of you. I think everyone believes they're going to take this scrum out of the game just because it makes an exciting situation less exciting. Yeah. But they used it as much as they could. The rugby scrum, short yardage, I guess quarterback sneak type of play. But they used it, and I think we have to appreciate how well Jalen Hurts threw the ball. As he was better than Patrick Mahomes as far as
he made more big plays.
Yeah, those kind of wild passes that you put in a small little spot that only you can throw, only your player can catch if you throw it just right. Like, Jalen Hurts did that more times than Patrick Mahomes, which I would not have bet on before the game. And also Patrick Mahomes had the longer and more impactful running plays. Another thing I would not have bet on in this game. Like, it just was an awesome, weird game.
It makes sense, though, right? Because these are both 2 very well-coached teams. So both defenses were like, all right, let me take your right hand and pin it behind your back, right? And let's see what you got. Like, the Chiefs defense was clearly hell-bent on stopping running backs in particular.
Hold on, did you take your victory lap yet?
About the Eagles' run defense being mattering, or
no, not that. About Nick Bolton having a big
We're gonna
game.
get there. Let's stay on Hurts for a second, though, because
sorry,
I want to give him his flowers, because I thought the biggest question mark I had coming into this game, I alluded to, the Chiefs offense doing what they did is not surprising. They've been doing it all season, right? This is the most efficient offense in the NFL. They were efficient in exactly the way we saw in terms of the running, the motion, the 12 and 13%, all of it. Hurts had not been good throwing the football since coming back from injury. This was a huge question. If he has opportunity, my question was if he has one-on-ones down the sideline, will he take them? Not, is he going to hit like the sickest cover 2 hole shot to Dallas Goedert I've seen all season. Yeah. So not only did he answer the questions about whether he'd be able to take advantage of easy looks in the past game, he exceeded it exponentially. I thought, what a special performance. And I guess I'll just say, I mean, we're going to hit the off seasons a little bit after the break, but I know you're bummed as an Eagles fan, but the fact, like, the progression of the quarterback, think back to the Tampa wildcard game last year. Compare that quarterback to the one you saw in the Super Bowl. You have to feel good about where your franchise is going with him.
I think you do, but I think you also have to understand that it may never
we'll get to
be
that. We'll get to the tough decisions.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to be positive right now.
Yeah. I'm with you. Positive. He was great. He's awesome. You found a quarterback. Pay that man his money before he leaves.
Special guy. Okay. As you alluded to, Eagles running backs had a bit of a rough day on the ground. Yeah. I mean, let me actually the numbers are worth stating because they're pretty astounding. Miles Sanders, 7 carries for 16 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 7 carries for 21 yards. He had a lower success rate. Hurts carried the ball really well in the first half, but in the second half, he had 4 carries for 7 yards. He didn't carry it that much. Outside of Hurts, the crazy throws, I thought the most shocking thing in this game was the performance of that Chiefs run defense. In particular, the linebackers, all 3 of them. You know, Chiefs had played a ton of dime leading up to this. They were in base a lot in this game, and I think they don't win this game without those 3 linebackers having the games of their lives, as you might have heard on a podcast. Just saying.
And my reaction to you saying that just was like you were the dumbest person ever. I think I came around as we talked about it to understanding your point and not necessarily agreeing with you, but you nailed that. They played incredibly well, even without the fumble return for a touchdown. They played really well against that Eagles rushing attack.
They just, I mean, so they had a bunch of tackles for losses. They were in the backfield a lot. The running backs were stopped at or behind the line of scrimmage on 41% of carries, which is really impressive. But they just tackled really well. I feel like this is a theme I've kind of gone to with the Chiefs a little bit as the improve. I mean, that we talk about how much their identity changed on offense. I would argue that is pretty significant on defense when you look at the last few playoff runs, so many games where they were felled by a lack of tackling. They didn't do anything crazy on defense. There were a few times where, I think we talked about the Bears using scrape exchange with the linebacker coming around to try to stop Jalen. They did that a few times with like mixed success. But for the most part, they were just like dead set on stopping the run. Nothing crazy in coverage either. Second half, they blitzed him a bit, and the broadcast talked about them forcing him to his left, and I thought they had some success doing so. But this was just like a very sound, fundamental game for me.
It's a